Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me get situated here. All right. Dun-dun. Man, who's loving this weather? I am. Wake up, I look outside. Sun's coming in. I know it's chilly. This is my vibe. It's hoodie weather. So I'm gonna show you where we're at real quick. I literally just jumped down this entry that I got put in right here on this buy. Actually took place right here. That was last night, I think, while I was asleep. Yeah, it was 400. Yeah, so I was asleep when it took that. I had a buy stop. Obviously, had a little bit of drawdown that came up. So, what am I looking for this morning? I would love to see a break above here for buys. For sells, we broke this trend line here, but bounced right there, which lines up with where we'd have been here. So, well, almost lines up with it. If we look at that right there, that's about where we're at. So the wick is what came down and created this new swing low. So what we have here is almost like a pitch fan that you see me use on TradingView. So with market open, I mean, obviously we had the news about China and everything taking place today. So with the news with China and all that stuff, and can you guys hear me okay? I want to be sure you guys can hear me before I start talking, like more and more. Perfect. So with the news coming out with China and all that mess, that could draw us down for sure. But as you guys know, we react because bad news has sent us down, good news has sent us up. Now, I will say, because I don't know how the investors are going to take that news, you'll notice I've got sell stops down here. I've got sell stops running at a pretty low lot size, so $5 per pip. That's $15 per pip across the board. And I do that because I have my buy here. So one of my rules, as you guys know, if I'm willing to get out, because Anthony has talked about this as well, if I'm willing to get out of a buy, it means I've got to go in a sell. And that's something I see a lot of people mess up on is thanks babe, is she brought me coffee, is I see people in buys, they'll go up here and they're like, I want to close out. Okay, if you close out of this buy up here, then that means you are 100% married that it's about to go into a sell, right? Because if you think it's going to continue buy and you want to minimize risk, you've closed out a partial and left a runner. But if you're closing out of a trade altogether, that means you're married to the fact it's going to sell. So because that's one of my rules, I have my stop loss here basically saying if this thing breaks, taps my stop loss, then I'm married to the fact it's going to sell off, and I could be completely wrong. So we'll see what happens. Music, yes, I'll send it to you. So it's I use the same channel essentially for everything. Well, about 3 to 4 channels, but I'll post it in here. They just play some really good instrument. They got like chill music for nighttime. They've got relaxed music, morning music, coffee house music. They do a really good job, and they jump on live. So that's what I like about it. So like the one that hold on one second. We got the dog going. I had to yell at the dog for a second. So yeah, as you can see, this one's live. So they do other live ones across the board, which is really, really freaking cool. So that way you never know what you're gonna get. And they actually have, I think, a Spotify channel as well that they do. As you guys know, I talked to Mark yesterday because he had mentioned about wanting to do some of these as well, these live Zooms. What I'm doing is I'm wanting, I'm wanting people to jump on and take over my Zooms. I think it'll be fun. I think it's nice. So meaning, it's because we don't want 5 people on this Zoom and 10 people on this Zoom, 50 people on this Zoom. It starts pulling, it's like, if you want to do a Zoom, take over my Zoom, that's fine. And then you can have fun. So as far as buy stops, if you're going to run into a buy position, you're going to be a breakout of this trend line about right here. I do not have a buy stop for this because I'm already in down here. I'm already in at $15 per pip. I'm currently running at 70 pips right now on this trade. So I'm not going to enter another position on this one, and I'll show you why for myself since I'm already in this position. Where I'm at, I'm literally down here on that. Let's see, this is the 30 minutes. So it was this wick right here that caught me. So I'm pretty okay with that position. And if I entered anything above this line, because I'm entering at a 15 and we have news come out about China, I could only enter with like probably $5 per pip. But $5 per pip isn't worth the risk for me today, knowing that I've already got a 15 on it. And mentally, I'm more on sells mentally, hands down, just because of the news. However, what's got me looking prime is this right here. When we look at this daily, I'm thinking that right there, we've already wicked it for a push through. And I don't count any of those candles right there coming up. That was not structure. I can't get structure on that. But I can get a nice trend line right there. So I've got a wick, a candle, another candle, and then the candle here before it broke, because all of this here was nothing but a mess. This whole week right here. It's almost like what we had here during that time frame. So that's what I'm looking at. And if we jump down to the 1 minute and look at that big trend line that I just posted up, I mean, you can see that it's way, way up there. So we'll probably have to zoom out a ton just to even build. Yeah, you can't even see it. It's so far up there. Actually, hold on a second. That's not. I've got to scroll back to see it. I'm on the wrong chart. Duh. That's why I drink my decaf coffee. Now we can see it. As I say, hold on a second. It's not that high because prices never went that high. Let's see here in a second. Right there it is. So that right there is the daily trend line coming from the top, which is roughly 200 pips away. So, and then this is that same zone. If you guys remember yesterday's call, if you zoom out, this is that same zone that we ran into yesterday, right through, well, let's see, right here, from here to here. And as you can see, we've created a new little zone in this area. So there's got to be a breakout, obviously, either which direction. Let me get my screen back ready. It's got to be a breakout, obviously, either which direction, but I'm leaning towards, I'm already in buys, but man, I don't like the news that come out this morning about China. So if you're going to take these buys with me, for you aggressive guys, y'all entered buys on swing high, swing low, which is right here, literally a minute and a half ago, 2 minutes, 1, 2, 3 minutes ago. For the people playing dot to dot, you would enter right here. So you'd want your buy stop 10 pips above that. So about right there is where you'd want to be for buy stops. So 3, 4, 5, 2, 1 is your buy stop right there. If you're playing the swing high dot connect, which we like to do. Market's opened. See how they react to, his name is Mark Beavers. He wanted to do a Zoom, so I told him that he can jump on and take over my Zoom. Have some fun with it. You know what? I'll play with you guys too. It's no fun if I don't, right? So I've already got 15, that'd be $20 per pip. If we go up, risk is, so that'd be a 0.2 on risk. It's only fair if I play with y'all. We're in trades. So for your aggressive guys playing swing high to swing lows, obviously you've got an entry right there. You're currently at 40 pips. There's a swing high, swing low. Got an entry there. So we'll see what happens. All we need is protection and we're solid. Let's take a look, see what Apple's doing today too. Apple is currently, it fell on market open, and it's currently falling now. So we'll see the Dow Jones come down. So Apple should take a bounce about right here. If we're gonna bounce, this is where we'll bounce based on Apple, and there it is. So now we just need Apple to come up. We'll see where we push this candle up. Yes, if you're already at 40 pips, for sure protect, hands down. Hands down, if you're already at 40 pips. That's why I've got this one down here protected, which is not protected at much. I mean, that protection right there is only 81 bucks. Right. Let's see where we're at. We got equity right now of almost 80K, sitting at 150. So you guys will notice my balance is down a bit from yesterday. I wasn't able to close out right there at the top. We were up to like 79,600 and closed out when it come back down to my entry at break even. And then I had a sell stop that got hit, wicked me horrible. I actually forgot it was even there. I was out with Brad and we were all talking. I heard it going, I was like, all right, whoa, hold up. I heard my phone ding and I looked at it and closed it out immediately. I actually have it right here. And I put it at the wrong lot because you guys remember I said I was going to enter a buy at a 0.25. And let me find it on here. Yeah, I took a bath in that trade. Look at my chart. Yeah, $1,000 is actually $1,220 from a 0.25 that I entered on a sell that I wasn't supposed to get. I was supposed to remove it. So as soon as it hit, I literally just went in and closed it, which had I stayed in it and just watched it, it came actually back down for like 100, I'm not 100 pips, I said 50, 60 pips. So your closeout is what you mean? No, you put your stop loss. So I'll show you guys here in just a second. As soon as we can get a nicer push up, I'll show you how to protect this because right now, that right there is only 7 and 17 pips of profit, which is not much at all. So right now, see how we're pushing up? Get a little bit more push in this. I want at least 2 or 3 more candles to push. We need to get closer to this up here. All right, so most guys would run a stop loss, okay? So that's your stop loss. You see how your stop loss is down here showing you negative? All right, well, watch what happens when I take the stop loss and push it up to protect right there. See how it says like $6, $8 profit, $9. I let go. I'm protected. I cannot lose this trade. No matter what, I cannot go in negative on this trade. I'm in positive across the board. So if you guys are scalper guys, if you're taking profit, just remember there's profit on the table right now. So it's something I tell, have your trading plan. You know, if your trading plan was say 25 pips in this trade, then boom, you just hit it 47 pips right here on the live on a buy stop. Let's go. When people are like yesterday, man, so I posted the story on whatchamacallit, Instagram about the Discord, and people were like, oh man, $49, you're ripping people off, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you just talk. I'm like, no, I'm actually going live with you guys at least 2 to 3 times a week, like with my team. We're making money. Like on this one call, you done paid for 2 months membership here just by taking a buy stop. Like, stop playing, guys. So anyhow, just remember, right now you're up at about 50 pips plus. If you're entered with a large position, yeah, almost, I mean, right there on it, 48 pips. If you entered with a large position, this is where I say trading plans are crucial. Go ahead and shave off a little bit of profits. Go ahead and take a little bit if you want to, then leave that runner running, because we're at 81,000. Just broke $81,000 balance. Let's go. This music's a vibe. You know, we might not be on the Zoom long today. We're all taking profits. One quick fact, this is something that I'm really proud of, because I know the day's going to come, but we have yet to take an L on a live. Yet to take an L on a live. Just saying, I'm putting that out there. We have won every single trade we've taken on lives. Come on, let's get to 82,000. Let's take this account up. Oh, feel the vibes. Come on. I know some of y'all are out there making your monthly salary right now. Weekly salary. Let's go. I love watching this. It's a big push. Just remember, with big push ups is a big push down. So please remember that. Please remember that. Do not get trapped thinking that this will continue to go. Because with a push like that, 9 times out of 10, we actually come down pretty hard. So let's push. Give me my 82. I'll start shaving. Come on. There we go. 82. Shave time. So I'm closing out. Let's see. I'll do 15. I'm gonna close out at 0.7. So we're gonna close out. Now I'm gonna close out 8. Close out more than my half. We're at 4,000 profit. Here we go, and bam, put that money in the bank. Account balance is officially $80,000. You guys just saw it on a live. Yes, y'all know I've been trying to hit that. We hit it for like a split second, but we didn't close out for actual profit. So now sitting at 80K balance, equity at 81.9. Let's go. Yes. So how to close out? Let me change my screen share so you can see the whole screen and how I do it. All right, so let's say like right there, I wanted to close out half. Can y'all see my screen? Okay. So what I end up doing is, so let's say this one here is a 0.2, and I wanted to close out half of that 0.2. You double click it. When it brings this box up right here, you just go right there and change it to whatever you want to close out. So 0.1, and you just hit close right there. So whatever this number is how many lots you're closing out. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to high five everybody on the screen. Blam! Changing my screen share so you guys can see the big screen again. All right, so if every one of you entered on my buy stop and closed out when I took my partials, I took my partial right here. It's 120 pips that we took at partials. And now our runner's protected. We're good to go. If you entered, like I said, on the break from the swing high to swing low, you got a solid early entry, which is right here. And that puts you at roughly 160-ish pips, running at 143 pips. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. There's some trading sessions, man, where you just knock it out. Like you get in, you get out, you make your money and you're done. I mean, heck, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why I tell people, when I say this, I'm not saying it conceited. I'm not saying it cocky. I'm not saying it by any means. But what we have done since day one of the Pip Connect, no one else is doing. There's no one else that is just jumping on lives 2 or 3 times a week. Well, there are. So let me rephrase. Chart Addicts and a few of those guys jump on every morning. So I don't want to roll out those guys. I'm talking about the vast majority. They're selling you a telegram. They're sending you alerts. They're sending you a call. They're posting a screenshot of the trades they took. They're posting screenshots of the profits they made. It's like, no, if I'm making this money, you're going to make it with me. The only way I'll ever take a trade without being on live with you guys is if I'm just chilling, like out somewhere at a restaurant, or I see a setup and I just take it, but I'm still going to post it that I'm taking that setup to you guys. So there we are. And this is why I say everybody's friend should be on our Discord. Everyone's family member should be on our Discord. Because literally, if you had $1,000 in your account, we were right about this trend line on a break would be our protection, because you can't, if it breaks this, you're going to start selling down. So you literally could enter this at 19 pips at $10 a pip. It's a $200 loss, 20% not good, but heck, we can be risky sometimes, right? So, I mean, $10 a pip, you just made $1,300, man, in a matter of minutes. At $1 a pip, I mean, literally $1, you just made $137. So $137, if you're working an 8-hour day, is the equivalent of being paid $24 an hour, $17 an hour in the bank. But you got to think about all of the taxes and all that crap. Plus you had to drive there. Plus you got to answer for someone. You literally just made an entire workday's pay in 5 minutes on $1, $1. Man, let's go. Stuff like this gets me jacked. Took the buy stop, but had a trailing stop at 25 pips since I had to see a patient stop it. Man, awesome, Chris. I love it. Y'all be sure to, we got a lot of people in the general section that don't know what we do. Y'all post your experience on these lives in the general section. Let's try to get some of those people over here to win with us. Come on. Congrats, Drew. So Drew, if you see him here in the chat, his Drew Deasy. He is the kid that I was talking to you guys about on my Instagram, where I went to Florida. Never met this dude in my life ever, but he followed me on social media. And I walk into an IHOP and he walks up to me all the way down in Florida, Santa Rosa. And he's like, Andy Peters? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, bro, can man, come over here, sit down with me. He shakes my hand, we sit down, we start talking. And he's like, bro, I've been following you. I've been following Anthony, and I'm about to quit my job at Publix. And I'm like, are you for real? He's like, yeah, I'm going to quit my job at Publix. And I was like, dude, that's what I like to hear. So we sat there and talked for like 30 minutes. And then obviously we connected on social media. I've been keeping up with him, since that day. And he put in his 2 weeks notice. He's been gone from Publix. That was the story I shared on Instagram. And now here he is trading with us on lives, making money. You want to talk about goosebumps? I just got goosebumps from that. Like, he left a job to pursue trading. Keep in mind, he was profitable on trading before he left the job. So please keep that in mind. But like, it just, stuff like that hits me hard, because I'm watching people in my neighborhood, man, listen to this music. It's almost lined up in my story. I feel like I'm in a movie, but like, Man, feel that. And there's like a little, I wish y'all could see it on my tree. There's like a piece of plastic that's just kind of flowing through the air. And it's like, man, it meets the beat. It meets the conversation perfect. But I watch people every morning in this neighborhood kiss their kids goodbye to get on a bus. I watch moms get in the driveway and they're opening the front door and they're yelling, hurry up, kids, hurry up. Come on, we got to go to school. Mom's going to be late for work. Mom's going to be late. And then you got dads out there, kids in the car now. We're leaving. Blah, blah, blah. And then you got some moms that are hugging their kids while the dad's taking them to work. And I'm just like, man, they're doing all that for what? For what? They have a house and they have a car. But I can promise you somewhere in their lifetime, they've had an opportunity somewhere. Or maybe they don't need that house to work that job they're paying for. Or maybe they don't need a driveway full of new cars to continue working that job they hate, because they're literally kissing their life goodbye every day. Now, here's the thing. There's some people that love to work. There's some people that love to have structure. There's some people that love to have that 9 to 5. When they come home, they don't have to deal with anything. I get that. But I'm just saying there's so many opportunities and things that a person can learn in their life. Man, it's life changing. If someone, and I say this, and I said this on a podcast a long time ago, if someone come to me and said, Andy, you are not going to be able to see your kids every day. You're going to get to see them for 2 to 3 hours a day. And you're not going to see your wife, but really just on the weekends. What are you going to do? Sell everything. Sell everything. Put me in a 1992 Honda Civic. Give us an old busted minivan, because guess what? Mom and dad are going to be there with the kids. We're going to have fun and we're going to live life. And if anyone looked at us and went, man, I can't believe he's driving that, I'll say, man, I can't believe you're selling your life. You get one. And it took me a long time to realize that. A long time. Because I've got a lot of people that when I say stuff like that, they're like, oh, Andy, you don't understand the things that I went through. You don't understand where I'm at in my life. I'm like, maybe you don't understand where I was. I was a 17-year-old kid that got thrown into corporate America. I never had a college life. I never had college break. I never had a spring break. I never had anything from the time that I was literally born and entered preschool till the time I was 32. I was told what to do, sit at a desk, do this, do that, have to wake up at a specific time, have to be somewhere at a specific time, literally from the time preschool until 32 years old. I never had a break in between. I never had years of going to college to figure out what I wanted to be while being able to work a shift as a waiter or waitress or anywhere, to where it's like, oh, I can be off in the morning, but then I'll work at nighttime, or I got to work in the morning. No, I worked corporate, and on top of working corporate, I stuffed it with all my other jobs. I mean, 21-hour days for years on top of years on top of years. And then one day I said, why? Why am I doing this? No, I just want to live. Shout out to PJ's Coffee, by the way. Never been to PJ's Coffee? Google and find the closest one to you and go there. I don't care if it's 1,000 miles away. Make a trip. You won't regret it. They're good people. And it is a franchise. So they should be popped up everywhere, but they're just good people. Every franchise I've ever been, it's like the Chick-fil-A of coffee. Man, this is crazy. I love this stuff. So it's not, it has more of a hometown feel without the corporate feel. Pizza's good. And if people don't know the story behind Pete's, I highly suggest you go look at Pete's, the story of it, because it's pretty freaking cool of what Pete's has done. Pete's is technically Starbucks of how they split. So it's a really cool story if you don't know the story. It's why I'm a farmer and now a trader. Man, I'm telling you right now, people laugh when I say that, but that's actually mine and Hannah's, and some of y'all may know this. That's our goal, is move to Montana, get acres of land, have the kids do whatever they want to do, have goats, horses, the whole 9 yards, man. Like, I love that life. I love the farm life. Absolutely love it. All right, so let's see what news we got, guys. Like I said, I know we don't like trading news. That's one of my big things. However, with the market going the way it is, I just want to know what's being said. I want to know what's going on right now. It says, let's see here. Man, you want me to tell you something? this is, oh, hold on, what we got here? Where is, I know I need to go. Let's see, as 5 minutes ago, let's see, China prepares for downfall of debt. We already knew that. Stocks rising despite jitters. How COVID-19 vaccines can update Delta variant. Yep. So there's nothing in the news that's really worth anything. But I will tell you this, I open up a headline, and this is something that irks me about everything. It's going to turn into a dang podcast while we're trading. That Gabby Petito thing, I don't know who's been following that. I love van life. So that's probably, I'd say 90% of my Instagram. People probably think it's Forex and trading and crypto related. It's not. 90% of my Instagram is anything that has to do with van life, because as you guys know, that was my dream. My dream as a kid, all the way up till I was like 17, 18 years old, was to live in a van and just travel the US. I never wanted kids. I didn't, at 16, 17 years old, I never wanted kids. I was like, I just want a van, and I want to live in this van, and I want to travel, and then I want to meet, a girl that just wants to travel with me. And that's all we do our whole life. We live in a van and travel. We get to experience everything, and then we can park our van somewhere to store it in storage and hop on a plane, and we can go to all these crazy countries and do all this. That's all I wanted to do. And then I fell into corporate and never did it. But I was like, man, that'd be really, really cool. So anyhow, anything van life I follow. So when she started posting her hashtags van life, she showed up in one of my like hashtag explore windows. So I started following her and Brian, and that was months ago. So like I've literally been following them since they started this thing, and then all of a sudden now this has happened. It's like, oh man, this is like really weird. But where I'm going with this is news articles, and they're like, oh well, if we have so much focus on Gabby, then why don't we have focus on all these other missing people? It's like, it goes that way with anything. Like if we're focusing on the economy, on how crappy things are, let's talk about all the sex trafficking that takes place across the country that no one does anything about. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, bro.
You're on a live, so don't be talking crap about Andrew or Cody or Scott Morris or anybody. Man, y'all want to see how cool it is to be sitting here and have my, so for those that don't know, I'll tell you how crazy life is. Brad, let's go right here. Bam.
Guys.
They were FXA mentors, him and Jeff. Some of y'all remember the FXA mentor group a long time ago. Look at this. Look, I finally got equity up, 82.3. So FXA mentors, and that's kind of right when I first started trading. So I didn't know much about Forex. I know about trading, but not much about Forex. And then all of a sudden, one day, I found out about FXA mentors. So I'm with them in groups, and they made me a lot of money. When I say they made me a lot of money, Brad and Jeff would go on, like I'm doing lives right now, they would go on lives at nighttime, and they would talk about chart markups for the next day. I didn't care what the chart was. And this goes back in hand to a conversation that I'm going to have offline. I actually got to move my notes to where I'm not gonna have offline. I'm gonna make a video about it. FXA trades always. So anything that they put up, I took. And this is what I used to tell people part of my trading. Telegram. Take the same trades I take, and guess what? You get the same results I get. That's it. We have TPs and all that stuff. We take it. We all make money together, right? Kind of like we did today. Like if you sit here and watch this Zoom and you didn't take this buy stop, well, that's on you now, because I went ahead and said, you know what? Let's take it all together. And that thing's running now almost 157 pips. Not bad, right? All right. So anything that Brad and Jeff put up, I treated that thing like the Bible. If they told me to sell something, even if it looked like a buy, even if news said it was a buy, I'm going to sell it, because these are the guys that are teaching me. I'm going to take their word 100%. So I did. And we were on a call one day, and this is where it kind of kicked off. Brad was like, man, US 30 is looking pretty divergent, this, and this, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm about to sell it. He was like, oh man, when this thing sells, it's going to sell hard. And we're on the live. and they allowed people to be unmuted and talk. And all you hear is chunk, 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 chunk. Brad goes, well, someone's taking some trades. I was like, yeah, I just dropped a ton on US 30. That trade ended up turning out to be like $1,900 on the call, $3,200. And when it was all said and done, it was almost a $7,000, $8,000 trade. So that's what helped me build up, was just taking the calls they did. But then one day they hit me up and they're like, Andy, we would love to have you part of the team. Let's do something together. So I'm like, all right, cool. We don't live anywhere near each other. We're 7-8 hours away. So, and then Brad's on the other part of the whole United States of America, over in Utah. So, Jeff's in Utah, Brad's on there. And we're talking, we're hanging out, and then, friendships develop. And then now, family develops, and that here he is sitting next to me while we're trading on the charts. And then it's crazy how life happens. If someone would have told me, because I used to look at Brad and Jeff as celebrities, they're FXA guys, they're trading. And that's why when people meet Brad, they're like, you're the Brad? Because all my friends that come to the house would hear Brad's voice on the FXA calls. Because I'd invite people over to the house. I'm like, guys, look, come over to the house and just see what these guys are doing. And I would literally have like a watch party. I'd have their screen up on my TV, and all my friends are sitting around listening to Jeff and Brad. So they're known as the Jeff and Brad, the Jeff and Brad show. But yeah, that's why I tell you guys, this stuff here can change. It can change your life. It can change your circle, everything. So let's see what questions I got. What's going in? What is your plan for closing these positions? So for these positions, I technically, if you look at like my history, I really don't close positions. I close partials and then leave a runner. And so like these runners here, price may come down and go and bounce around here and then shoot off. Or price could come down here and knock this one out and then leave this one open. And then it could run 50 more pips for the day and then come down maybe 150, 200 pips like this right here, and then hit this trend line and then bounce and run 600 pips. And I still have, if it were to run 600 pips at $7 a pip, that's $4,200 that I'm able to put back in the bank. So I just leave runners. That's how I trade. You will hardly ever just see me close out of a trade that's in profit altogether. Hardly ever. I always leave runners. Oh, you see, look at my cut.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Bro, if you love Montana, hey, that's a close drive right there. Did that in RV growing up. One of the best things my family has done. Do it, bro. I'm telling you, man, when we took our cross-country trip in that RV, it was the most fun as a family I think we've ever had in our life, because you're not distracted by anything. You're not distracted by people even locally trying to get you to go and do stuff. You're strictly focused on your family, the road, and the people that are around you. And a lot of places we went, we didn't even have cell phone service, which was even better because no one's even getting on their phone. We're all just hanging out, talking, laughing. It was a blast. Brian Lloyd said, "What's up, Brad?"
Oh, what's up, Brian? How you doing, brother? Oh, wow.
What was your percentage yield on the trade? So on the trade, I just closed out. Hold on 1 second here. Get some. So when I trade out partials, I closed out at $1,928. The percentage of that to my account, if that's what you're talking about, it would have been more like 2%. So I closed out 2% profits on that trade. I don't know if it's just me or not, but the volume keeps going in and out, higher and lower. So if I just have just one position hold as an idea, we'll close out partial of that position is what I recommend. So if you've got like a 0.5, close out a 0.03 or a 0.02, and then take your stop loss and move it in front of your position like this. So you can't if you get knocked out, you're getting knocked out in profit. Yes, Brad is the guy with the top dragster. How would you close out partial? I've never traded on Thinkorswim. So I have no idea how you close out partials on that. If someone in our group does, post it in Forex or anywhere else and ask them if they have any experience with it on how to close out a partial on that platform, and they can tell you. But I want you guys to do me a favor. We've got roughly online, we've got 44 people. So I want 44 people to go into the general section, and I want y'all to spam the general section. I want y'all to tell the general section how much we smoked it today as a group live. I want to put some FOMO in those people. Let's get it. Oh, so the leverage. Yeah, sorry. So on this trade here, When I entered this, when this 0.5 buy stop got entered, it was a 0.15. I got placed in it. It was right here on this dip. Let me double check and make sure it's 400. There's 200. Nope. I gotta go on my 30-minute to see my dip because that's where I was trading. So it got put in on this wick right here. And then my stop loss originally was right there. So I was at, on that one, it was roughly 20 pips from that entry that I would have went in. So 20 pips at a 1.5, I was risking, what is that? My brain's fried. I was risking $300. $300 to make 2,000 basically right now. And then if I were to close out right now, it'd be a $4,400 day. So, and look guys, remember that zone right there that we were talking about, that 34522? Go look in the, go look in our Discord for our last take profit yesterday. That was the take profit. That's what's up. So our take profit from yesterday from the runner you just had, it just closed. It just closed out. It just hit TP. Dang, that makes me so happy. TP was smoked. Let's see. Let me do this real quick. Gotta switch my screens around. Man, that right there makes me happy, 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 happy. So if you go look right here, it was the TP for 3 was 34,544. And we smoked it. So that was called yesterday. I got to be sure to share that because people need to know that. Reply. TP was smoked. Runner. Looking good. Man, oh man. Let's go. All right. So that makes me so excited. So that means on yesterday's entry that we had, let's see here. Look at my notes. 34,118 is where we were. So 34,118 was our entry, is right out of that zone right there. So yesterday's entry was literally right there. No wick. Look at this. No wick. Even through yesterday's news, ever come to hit us on that closeout. Now, I did close mine out, and I'll tell you why I closed mine out, because I got into those sells as I was hedging. If you guys remember, I moved my stop loss really, really high when I was taking those scalps. So I did close mine out, but I did not advise anyone else to close theirs out on that one, because look at that protection. These wicks 81 pips away, 69 pips away. Your runner right now is sitting at 598 pips in profit. We just smoked out the, right here was the, as you can see, literally where we entered the trade at today was our TP3, which is about dead on, and ran 420 pips for our TP3. TP2s and 1s smoked it. Yes. I love it. I freaking love it. So Mark ended up having to do something. He had an appointment this morning and said that he couldn't jump on. So I'm going to have him jump on sometime either end of this week or beginning of next week. Huge. Can you touch on daily time frame trading on FX pair for those that can't be in front of the chart scalping? Yes, Rob. So do this. Make a post in the Forex section, tag me, and tell me what pairs you want me to look at. And then I'll go ahead and look at them and mark them up for you. That's what I do. It doesn't. You don't always win. There's many a times you get knocked out and it sucks. But when you do win, you win big. All right, guys, don't forget, go spam the general section. I want these people to know what they missed today, or actually what they've been missing on every single live that we've had. So where I will close out, I love seeing this 82,000 in equity. So if we can get a push, if we look at the 30-minute time frame, I mean, look at that candle. That candle's beautiful. If you guys remember when I made that post earlier, when we went live, where did I say if we get into buys, I want to go in this zone? Remember, I went like this because we looked at the 30-minute and I showed you drawing that trend line off the daily. Remember? So watch this. So there's that daily trend line. So we're going to ignore all of this up here. We did it live right there. So we're going to ignore all this. That's our trend line. And then we scrolled up to see if we were going to hit it. Look, guys, look what we just hit on the daily. Look at that. To a T. And y'all saw it right there from there. And I said, we've got a wick, a candle, a candle. I went through the whole setup and look what we just smashed. Bam. Right there, live. Look at the 1 minute, and then we'll see where we're at right here. Go ahead and zoom out. And right here is that right there is the line coming through on the daily. So these right here, I'm going to delete them. I don't want them in the way. So this is our daily trend line right here. So this is very, very, very important. And then the only other thing we got for touches is that right there. So that gives us a wick, a candle, and a wick. So the probability of that coming down, hitting this and doing this number is very, very good. Yeah, very well could happen, especially this being the daily trend line. We can get that push and then possibly a bounce up. So, but that was beautiful. Is there a reason why you set your buy sell stops 10 pips away from the TL? Yes, I have, and this goes back to note taking. So when I tell you guys to look at the pair you're trading and take notes every single day, and I say if you don't take them and you're trading every single day, so like for example, Brad's sitting here. Brad don't trade every single day. Brad may be lucky sometimes to take a trade once a month at best. But he trades on the daily, so he finds his setup. He knows how that pair trades. Like we were looking at, was it CAD last night? We looked at CAD last night. He's like, this is a beautiful trade. Like this thing right here is beautiful. I was like, are you going to take it? He said, no, because it's not my setup. And I'm like, but you know, it's a beautiful trade. That thing could pop and make you 20K. And he went, it's not my trade. That's what's so important. You have to know your trade. You have to know your pairs. So like for me, that's why I say, get your notepad and watch your pair. Write down opening price, closing price. Write down when the market opens, how many pips does it normally run before it reverses? Before the market closes, 15 to 20 minutes, what does it normally do the next day? And have that sectioned out Monday through Friday. Do that for an entire month and then start saying, does Monday have anything in common? Does Wednesday have anything in common? And you start to see the average of your pushes. So what I've seen on average is when you've got, like, watch this, when you've got this swing high right here, and look, if we measure up to where it broke right there, it's 17 pips. If we take this one here and you measure up right there to where it broke, it's 15 pips. So it is a little bit higher than what it normally is. But then you take this wick right here from that candle, from that swing high, swing low, right there, 13 pips. Get this one right here, 14 pips. So when you take all of those and average them together, you come up with 10 pips is normally a wick before it decides it's going to make its move when you're getting out of a swing high or a swing low. So study those pairs. Don't assume, don't make, because like, I mean, Brad here could miss out on a $50,000 move, but it's not his trade. But when he does get his trade, it takes off. So you have to study that pair. And like I said, I've met up with at least I'd say a dozen, but I hate using a generic number. 9 people, about 8 or 9 people this week who have blown accounts. They've blown accounts or lost a significant amount of money. And when I tell them, all of them, all right, do me a favor, take your phone out right now and send me a picture of all of your trading logs for the last month. Your pair that you trade, send it to me. And you know what they all do? They go, I don't have it. So you don't even know how the pair you trade moves. I've not been taking notes. That's why you lost. Let's go. Let's see. Andy, to clarify, do you use the same risk management on higher time frames? So I will say on higher time frames, And Brad's going to cover this in his divergent class because I'm going to have him do it before he leaves. Yeah, we'll do it tonight or tomorrow. And he'll tell you on larger time frames, you will have drawdown. There's no ifs, ands, or buts because you're trading a massive gap in where the price could move. I mean, like today, if we were truly trading the daily, I was just looking at the daily of where we could hit. But knowing that we've got that big push right there, our stop loss for this daily entering right here is below this. So, I mean, you're talking, and you're not doing 10 pips on a daily. On a daily, you're looking at about 25 pips below that to even get movement. I mean, you're talking about right even there, and that could still be a big wick. Measure your daily wicks out and look at that. 190 pips. 303 pips. So you go through and you start averaging these out and you're around probably 250, 260. So your stop loss, if you're trying to play it smart for a daily trade on US 30 right now, is right there. Our entry was right there. That's 1,000 pips. It used to be only like 650 to 700 pips. That's why when you have people that enter trades with whatever lot size they use, it's not risk management. And they're like, I'm going to hold it. It's going to come back, and then it blows their account. That's why, because those stop losses are massive. So even with $1, you're still looking at over 1,000 pip stop loss if you're trading the daily. Thank you, Colton. Appreciate that, bro. Be back for 1 second, guys. I got to mute real quick. All right, I'm back. All right, guys. So kind of give you, while I love sitting here talking to you guys, kind of give you the quick rundown of everything that's going on. One, I'm not looking for any more trades, no more entries. I've got 2 entries on here. Both are running protected. Both are trading at $9 a pip, setting at 82,000 equity, $80,000 balance. No one's complaining about that. So nothing else today. If you got in these trades, this is where you can live your life now. Hopefully you've been able to take partials. You've been able to protect. You can close your computer. You don't even have to look at it anymore. You don't have to do anything because you may open up your computer tonight. This thing could run another 100 pips and you're like, holy cow, I just made even more money. Or it could knock you out. But hey, who cares? If it knocks you out, you're being knocked out in profit and you've already put money in the bank. Lastly, if you guys saw, well, not lastly, because I got a couple more things. Lastly, if you watched my Instagram video talking about the new headquarters that we're doing, it's the one that I talked about the other day on the Zoom class that we had in the, well, not Zoom class, but Zoom trading session. So I go look at the property next week for the space. So we're looking anywhere at 21 and some change acres and 27 acres. It's literally on top of a freaking mountain. The driveway goes all the way to the top. And that will be the new headquarters and trading facility. So I'm wanting to build a place that's almost like a, what's those places called when people travel and it's like big bunk rooms that they go into? A hostel. Yeah, it's like a hostel. So I want to build a, Marcus knew what I was talking about. So I want to be able to build a trading facility that is open, for anyone that's invested into it or has a membership there. And you can actually just go there. You go online, you fill out your forms, you book your room. And when you book your room, they're little bitty tiny rooms with, a little, bed, cot, whatever in it. And you're able to go in, hang out, trade, shared bathrooms, indoor basketball court, patio, grill area, commercial kitchen, theater room, and then a whole trading room. When I say a whole trading room, individual desk, monitors, you bring your laptop, like unreal how this is being set up. So hopefully it goes as planned because this is something that I don't want to fund for myself. I want other people to have skin in the game on this one. So, this is that thing where I say, We're going to get people invested into it to where they can own equity within the building, within the company itself. And then we're going to build out this facility, and hopefully it goes as planned. You know, I've got big dreams, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's not going to hurt me none. So I want to build something cool for the people and have the people being able to be involved with this. Because to be honest, man, if we get 100 people involved in something like this and we push the way we want to push, I mean, you're talking, you know, it would not take much at all to move this. And I'm able to get the land for a stupid deal right now, because the guy has the land for sale actually wants to be part of what I'm doing. So he may give us a pretty good deal on it. But can you imagine that, man? Just a big place we can go, have side-by-sides outside, drive around the mountains, mud, have all kinds of fun, swimming pool in the back, indoor basketball court. I mean, just come on. It'll be fun. It'll be so much fun. And then you got living quarters. And that's something that who wouldn't want to be there? And here's the cool thing. People are like, because when I was pitching it to a few of my friends, they're like, but Andy, what about if you get someone in there and they start acting stupid and they break something, they break the place? It's like, no one's going to break something they're invested in. So that's the thing. The people that are able to come there are the people who are invested in it. And then the people who aren't invested in it, who want to come, are paying a membership that's pretty pricey to come to it. It's cheaper than a hotel room. So it's like, if you're paying, if you're not vested into it and you're paying a membership of $250 to $400 a month, but you can come there and stay for a week's time, who cares? It's cheaper than a hotel room. And if you're trading, you're already making that. If you took the buy stop just at $2 a pip, you're already sitting at $387 right now. Take the buy stop at $10 a pip, you're sitting on 4K. Good deal. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep everyone here because I want everyone to go out, have some fun, enjoy your day. And like I said, I want you guys to do me a favor, because I have fun with these Zooms. I have fun with the lives. Brad's doing Divergence later. We've got so much fun stuff going. We hooked it up for the Discord. I want you guys to spam the heck out of the general section. And you know what? Let's spam Instagram today. Let's just spam it, blow it up, and show people what they're missing. And let's have fun with this. I love it. So guys, again, I appreciate you all, because you guys literally just made me $400 if you think about it, because I wasn't going to take that trade. You remember, I put the line up there. I literally put my little line up here, and I was like, if you're going to do a buy stop, that's where you should put it. And I was like, I shouldn't tell them to do something and me not do it myself. If I'm going to tell you to put a buy stop there, why wouldn't I put a buy stop there? That seems like the typical Forex guy, So I was like, no, screw it. I'll put my buy stop there too. So because you guys got on live with me this morning, so far I've made almost an additional $400. So appreciate you guys. Man, y'all have a good one. And I will hit y'all up later and we'll have some more fun. And again, I appreciate everyone jumping on. We got, we had at one point, I think like 45 people on this call. So I'll take that all day. Y'all be good. See y'all later. Brad.
Take care, guys.